This is my 1985 Ford F250 Super Cab. So today when I went to the dump, I went to roll the window down.
Stand on something like a carbon tax or the green new.
And I know that I'm pressing the wrong one because the wiring is reversed behind the door panel, but nothing happens. So the easiest way to do it is to come down here to the corner and get your fingers behind there and just do a quick snap and it'll pop the clip out, and then there's another one right about there, and there's probably 1, 2, 3, and 4, and just pop those out. Luckily, hopefully your door panel is not too weathered and too brittle. So then come up here and open the vent window slightly, just so this is out of the way and this is not protruding too far. And you took the one screw out of there, and then pop your door panel up and off. So when the door panel is up and off of the door sill slightly, so you can look down inside the door, you're going to see the power window switch, which has 2 Phillips heads. So you take a short screwdriver and unscrew those 2 Phillips, and then the switch will pull off the back of the door panel. And then you've got your power lock mechanism, which has 2 prongs that you pull out, and then that will pop out. And then your plastic unfolds off of here, and your door panel your door panel comes up and off because you've got the wiring off the back side of it. And then your plastic cover gets pulled down, and this motor has already been replaced once. And the reason why I can tell that is because there's a dimple right here where this hole is. There used to be a dimple and no hole. So you're trying to access that bolt. So you take a drill bit and drill it out as big as you would like to get your socket in there to get that bolt out. Okay, so you got you drill that hole out to access that bolt that I've already taken out. You come down a couple inches and you've got another hole that I believe the factory has drilled, but I think it's too small to get your socket in there, so you got to drill that one out. And then the final bolt is that one right there. So I'll take that out, and then your motor should come out, and then that wire, that red and yellow wire, is the wiring. So you unclip that, pull your motor out. So after you get the 3 bolts out, reach inside the door panel, and you can pop the motor off of the bracket. So then before you do that, I stick like an extension in here because the window is just going to drop down to the bottom. So I just kind of pried an extension in there so the window can't drop down. And then you can pull the wiring harness up and unclip that, hopefully. So reach down into the door, pick up the window motor just enough so you can pull that pigtail up and out, and then disconnect it, the 2 wires, the red and the yellow, and then pull your motor out through that opening right there. Alright, so I picked up 2 AC Delco motors. The driver's side is that part number. Passenger side is that part number. So if you get an AC Delco, it actually has the correct end on it. And if you get the remanufactured one, which this one is, you have to splice on connectors. So I picked up the AC Delco because I replaced the passenger side one, and that makes a lot of racket. The new motor, the new remanufactured motor, makes a bunch of racket. So I picked up 2 AC Delco motors. The motor itself is positioned in the door, kind of like that. So if you got the 3 mounting holes, and you put it down in there and then slide it back into the bracket, lining the teeth up. So once you get your motor up into position, so that has to, there's a hole in the other portion that you're mounting this to, that has to go into. So it'll be wobbly when you place the motor up in there until it seats into that hole, and then it'll be secure. So then I stick that bolt in with my fingers when it's lined up, and then tighten that down with a 5/16 wrench, because you can't get a socket in there because this is in the way. So tighten that down so it snugs the motor up against the bracket, and then put that bolt in and that bolt in with your 5/16 inch long socket, and I put a little grease on the end of it to hold the screw in there, and tighten those down. And then reach in there, get your wiring harness that's coming off the motor, and bring that the pigtail back out from the motor, and snap it together. And if it's an AC Delco motor, the wiring will be long enough that you can reach down into the door and accomplish this, and then bring it back out through that hole. If it's not an AC Delco motor, the wiring is very short and very difficult to accomplish, because obviously your arm is going in this side and you're trying to manipulate the wiring, and it's difficult with the short wiring. So once you take your socket out of here that's holding the window up, then come down and see if we're operational. And we are. So we can put the door back together. So one last thing I was going to show you. So this is the back side of the door panel. These are the clips I'm talking about. There should be one right there. I think when they took the door panel off the last time, they did not, either they broke or they didn't get replaced. So just pop it, put it up into where the window channel is and down, and then pop the plastic clips in, and then you've got that one Phillips head screw to screw in there, and then you're done. After you've reattached your switches to the back side of the door panel with your Phillips head. So generally, if the window stops working and it doesn't make any noise, it's not like it's clicking trying to go up and down or anything, it just stops working. That has been the case for both of these window motors, and they just need to be replaced. So there's apparently there's plastic gears inside here that break apart. So they are notorious for breaking. So I'm going to put this back together, and we'll be good to go for a while now. Thanks a lot. 1985 Ford F250 Super Cab window motor replacement. Thanks.